모든 경기장 도시형.
All right, guys, here we go. Game 9 between ROX.KIS and Dream Team Gaming. And starting things off, we've got the winner of our last game, our red Protoss player. He's got horseshoes in both pockets, apparently. It is Grow, or Row, one of the two. And up in the top right part of the map, in the orange, is the last hope for Team ROX.KIS. It is Fraer.
All right, so Fraer versus Grow here on Darkness Falls. And so if you guys take a look at this map, this was another one that actually won the map contest. Now, initially, when it was in our map contest, there was these two bases were actually connected without any high ground to low ground or anything like that.
Really?
And the space in between the two was pretty wide, so we play tested it. It actually ended up being incredibly balanced. It was the most balanced map of any of them that we played.
All right.
I think Atlantis Spaceship maybe, but this one was incredible. And but the problem was that much like Taldra Maltra, PvP largely came down to 4-gate on 4-gate because you have the warp in scenario where you can put units anywhere across the map so long as you have a pylon there, and people would just abuse this space right here. Was actually even ground from the main to the natural.
Yeah, if there's no ramp, then
exactly.
4-gate becomes usually kind of the norm on maps like that.
So this has changed now, high ground to low ground for the main to the natural, low ground again for the third, and you have this little step pattern that can actually allow Colossi to walk down or Reapers to jump up, that sort of a thing. So it's still accessible. Now the map is also incredibly large, 16 bases. All of them are normal, 8 mineral patch, no golds, anything like that, and 1 Xel'Naga tower watching the middle, but there's a ton of space off to the sides for alternate attack paths and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool map. We'll have to see how this TVP or this PvP, it's like just my wishful
want a
thinking.
Terran player.
This PvP turns out, we'll see. Cybercore a little bit earlier for Row.
Yeah.
Quite a bit earlier, actually. I wonder. Well, the gateway timing was obviously different, but
sure. But still, we have second gas going up for both players as well. And as you mentioned, how much farther is that? 15 seconds separating those two.
I wonder
Did he
if
sack a probe?
I wonder if Row did something like a 10 gateway or something like that, possibly, because you notice that Fraer has an extra probe too, so that may be possible. I didn't catch exactly when they put the gateways down, but obviously Row's gateways was a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and Row has caught up on workers, though, despite the earlier gateway, because he did decide to expend more Chrono Boost, and he's already Chrono Boosting 1 Stalker at his opponent. Now, of course, Fraer is doing a little more traditional thing, saving up a ton of Chrono Boost, and it looks like that'll be dumped into units and Warp Gate technology here very soon.
Yep, pretty normal. So I'll have to see if either of these players decide to go the old 4-gate route, or if we see something a little bit more interesting. And we really have a lot in PvP lately. We've seen a lot of different builds, and there you go. A Robo Bay right away for Fraer. Going 1-gate Robo, very risky opening, but it might pay off. Now we just have to wait to see what Row is going to do.
And down here, he's not really giving it away quite yet, to be perfectly honest.
Yep.
He is saving up a decent amount of resources at the moment, so we may see something a little out of the ordinary. We even see a probe buried over here on the left-hand side.
All right.
There's a
Robo for him as well. All right, so just starting a Robo now as well. So 1-gate Robo against 1-gate Robo, the only difference is it looks like Row got his gas quite a bit earlier. So I would imagine he is going to go right away into 1-base Colossus, whereas Fraer is going to do something a little bit less tech aggressive, maybe make an Observer first before anything else. We'll see. Maybe he's going to go for the Immortal right away. Yeah, he is going to go for that. Okay.
Okay, so 2-gate Robo now for Fraer. And he does have that Immortal coming up, so if it's primarily Stalkers coming out of Grow, he will be pretty hard countered, but if he switches it up a little bit.
That's a lot of gas saved up there.
Yeah, that is, as a matter of fact. We'll see if he does, if he decides to go into that Robo Bay like you said.
And
there it is.
Yeah, so usually when you see players save up gas like that, it is going to be for a Robo Bay right away. Most likely Colossus, but he could do something crazy like a Warp Prism or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be that 1-base Colossus build, though. And so we're going to have 3-gate Robo on 3-gate Robo.
But very different, too, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I love about StarCraft, too, is that you can see things that are so similar, but yet quite different as well.
And looks like those first 3 gates are turning into Warp Gates right now. Same thing has actually happened for Grow, but he's waiting for his other ones to finish up at the moment. So 3-gate Robo now versus 4-gate Robo, and as you mentioned, very different way to approach the Robo.
Yep, there's Warp Prism, so I think we're going to see that double Immortal Warp Prism drop as well. Otherwise, he may try to push in front and harass from the back. But
yeah,
we have seen in Korea quite a few players actually going for the Warp Prism harass.
And we'll see, that could actually, well, you know what? That's going to be a little bit trickier, though, if the first Colossus actually comes up, just due to the fact that Colossus will be able to bust through force fields and will be able to, give the positioning that his units actually need. And he's got an Immortal with this as well.
Yeah.
But the walk distance is here for Robo builds. I mean, if it's a Gateway versus Gateway sort of build, it's not that big of a deal. You just warp into your opponent's base. Robos, though, thrown into the mix, should give Row enough time to sit back and defend if his opponent overextends himself.
Well, in certain situations, Warp Prismed Immortals could
yeah,
actually be quite good against Colossi
good
if they're microed correctly. It takes a lot of micro to do something like that. Oh, Probe gets up the ramp and sees everything. But I don't know if he saw the Colossus.
I don't think he did either.
Yeah, it still might be a bit of a surprise.
That is exactly what Fraer has seen so far.
He's seen nothing.
Yes, exactly.
Huh.
But you're right, that Immortal drop could be very, very good. Oh, looks like it's going to be Zealots on the high ground to pull units out of position.
Yeah, he's going to actually drop those in the mineral line, it looks like, and then push
the front. He sees it, though. It looks like he's being very, very patient. He's not reacting to this quite yet.
Huh.
Now starting to pull back his units, but he's still got about half of them up at the front, so being very, very patient along with this.
Yeah, and meanwhile at the ramp, here comes the push. Nice force field blocking that off, and this is not going terribly well for Fraer here.
Yeah, he does get quite a few of those units cleaned up inside of the main. I actually want to take a look.
Probes did he kill?
Oh, not that
not a
many.
Whole lot.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just 4 of them, and that's an 11 supply advantage. I'm sorry for Grow. This is that. Wow, that's actually ended up being very, very good for him. I thought Fraer had his opportunities, especially with how long those Zealots were running unchecked, but Grow was just so patient with those units up at the front that he had left over.
Well, it's too bad for Grow/Row or whatever. They didn't take out this Warp Prism, because otherwise I think you'd want to push right now. Oh, Immortals against 4 Stalkers. Yeah, the Stalkers are great against the Warp Prism, but not so great against the Immortals.
Right.
Focus on that pylon. He does get it, but here come the Colossi.
Yeah. Did he pick up any?
Oh, is he going to get the Warp Prism?
Oh!
1 Immortal in it, and now, now might be the time to push for Row. We'll see. Oh, he actually did just expand. Never mind. So he's not going to go ahead and push it right away.
Well, yeah, but his opponent is actually expanding as well.
So,
hidden expansion here in the top left-hand corner, and that could provide pretty good head games, though, because if this Observer makes its way up to the top, he's okay, there's no expansion going down. He's going to one-base me pretty hard. He's going to produce just a ton of units, something along those lines.
Looks like Fraer's going to try to catch up in a Colossus count. Possibly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tough when you know you're already 2 behind.
Yeah.
The Colossi really haven't taken that much damage, too.
And we're looking at 2 Stalkers, 4 Sentries against everything.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Another Warp Prism actually just popped out as well. He's going to try Harassment Part 2.
Yeah, well, you could even drop those Zealots right on the Colossus, too.
Did he actually see that?
I guess he
yeah,
did.
he would have.
Must have, yeah.
Definitely, and he's going to run back home.
Warp Prism speed for Fraer as he makes his first Colossus.
Certainly, and let's see how much damage these Zealots can do, and frankly, it looks like it's not
Probably
going
not
to be
quite a bit.
all that much.
Not a whole lot. That Warp Prism is pretty well scoped out by Row. Yeah.
Turns around back home. So let's see. Worker count 34 to 29 in favor of Grow at the moment. Of course, this base is just going to be producing new probes. It's not like he is going to man it over a bunch.
Yeah, and you know what? That Observer for Grow wasn't quite in the position to see the transfer, too. So, yeah, I don't think he quite caught that. He might be able to tell from just the lack of probes in the mineral line right now.
Sure.
But we'll see. Oh, nice little drop in the mineral line there. He's going to get a probe or 2 before this gets cleaned up.
Yep, and it looks like
no losses.
He does pick up and move back home, and he has that Warp Prism speed now, so.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Looks like Grow, though, is going to have that Thermal Lance quite a bit earlier than his opponent, though. And he's still, got the much higher Colossus count, too. What is that up to right now?
Let's see. It is currently 3 to 1.
Yeah, 3 to 1. That's a pretty big difference when it comes to Colossi.
Yes, it is, especially in PvP. But, all right. So we've got a few units. Let's see here. Anything making its way off to the top left? Maybe that probe. Not really sure at the moment, though. And just a little bit of passivity out of our players so far.
Yeah. Yep, Blink 2, basically Grow just kind of sitting back, taking advantage of the kind of room to breathe that he has here. He thinks that his opponent still hasn't expanded, too. I don't think he... Does he know about this? Okay,
well,
he
does
now. Yeah.
Yes,
of
course.
Before,
but I don't
now
think so. No, I don't think he knew before at
Yep.
all. Uh-oh, we have a little bit of a drop into the main once again.
Yep.
And Grow is killing his own pylon.
Ha! Take
It
that.
appears.
That's what you get for powering my buildings. Yep.
Yes, indeed. But he does clean up the drop once again. Oh, and there's a pylon going over on the left-hand side, and it looks like that this base is doomed, I tell you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Fraer to defend something like that. And what? All right. So
Okay.
That's it.
Fraer has left the game.
Okay, so
And Grow
Wow.
throws out the, oh my god. And that's it.
I think Fraer must have just been frustrated here. I mean, let's take a look around the map. I'm going to actually grab the mouse for a second.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
I'm not used to this mouse speed, as you can tell.
No, it's
and,
okay.
let's see.
Here,
so,
we'll flip back to your vision so people can see what you're doing.
Yeah,
But
it's trying to expand here. All right, let's see. So he did see it.
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of colossi. I feel like it was just. I feel like it was just frustration, you know, where he's like, I know
I
I'm
think so
so
as well.
behind. He found my hidden base. It's over. No GG. Just leave.